Shavua Tov. It was the early hours of the morning on Simchat Torah 1958. After an evening of Hakafot, dancing with the Torahs, and the holiday meals, Hasidim gathered at the Rebbe's synagogue at 770 Eastern Parkway. When the Rebbe entered, he distributed vodka for l'chaim to those who would add in their study of Hasidic philosophy, and taught those present a new song, together with a beautiful story that he had heard from Hasidim. Tonight, I'd like to share this story with you. In the 1800s, when the Russian government began to expand by capturing large territories, they set their sight on the Caucasus Mountains, which were inhabited by uncultured tribes with no laws and no cultural restrictions. These tribes had their own emperor, whose name was Shamil. Because they lived in high mountains, despite the Russian government's advantage of being so much bigger in numbers, they were unable to reach and conquer them, so they devised a plan to deceive them. By promising to make peace with them and grant them leniencies, they eventually managed to capture Shamil and exile him in the depths of Russia. Finding himself in exile, Shamil would recall how he once sat high on the mountains, free of the bonds of government and without the limitations and constraints of culture. He would then think about his present situation, being enslaved, and would become overwhelmed with deep yearning for those high mountains. There in exile, he sang this song, which begins with yearning and ends with hope that he would eventually return home. When Jewish people heard this song, the Rebbe continued, they used it as an expression of the soul's descent into this world. You see, the soul is inherently spiritual and abstract, and when it descends into our physical world, into a body with an animalistic soul, confined to spiritual challenges and limitations, it yearns for the spiritual freedom which it experienced when it was one with God. As we meditate on the condition of our soul before and now, we too become filled with a deep yearning for the great mountains of godliness and spirituality that our soul once experienced. And as the song concludes, we express our deep faith and hope that soon our soul will indeed return, not just home, but to an even greater place than before. I share this story and its song with you tonight, Yud Aleph Nisan, the 11th day of the Hebrew month of Nisan, because it is the Rebbe's birthday. And the Rebbe taught us that whenever we find ourselves in a difficult situation, we can and should envision how life was before and how life will soon be when we are out of this situation. As we do, we sing with optimism and faith, as if we have already reached the incredible moment of true freedom, health, sustenance, and all the blessings we need. But not to return to where we were before, but to an even greater place with the ultimate experience of the coming of Mashiach. May it be right now. Amen.
Hey,